Hey guys, Lorcana Duo here, and in this video we're going to showcase Fabled's single-player decks. Fabled's single-player decks are Amber Sapphire Princesses and Ruby Emerald Rockstars. I'm piloting the Amber Sapphire deck. I kitted it out to focus in on singing songs with Ariel and finding synergies with all the princes and princesses. Monica is piloting Ruby Emerald, and her deck focuses on singing big songs with Powerline and Max Goof. If you need inspiration to upgrade your decks, check out the description below for our deck lists, and you can find these single player decks out now at big retail stores near you. And with that, let's get into the gameplay.
So we're drawing our 7 cards.
I think I'm deciding on our altar. So with the deck that I'm playing, I kind of want to just have something like a good one drop like Aurora or Pluto, so I could sort of ramp into like a 3-cost character on turn 2.
For me, I'm not too familiar with the Christmas Powerline deck at this point, but I know I want singers in action, so I think that's what I'm going for right here. Any duplicates I kind of didn't need. I think I really wanted to get the Shift Powerline Max or Shift Max Goof.
Yeah, luckily we pulled 2 of them, like one from the booster box and I think one from the trove. So you put them into your deck right away.
I gotta. It's a pretty cool card. And I think at this point now we have a play set. I still need to update this deck.
And I think I'm going first. Okay, cool. Lore's on the top. Inking the Shift Aurora and playing Pluto. I really want to be able to use Pluto's effect to put out a 3-cost character on turn 2.
I think I just top decked my Max Goof Shift. I look pretty happy about that. Went ahead and inked Pirate's Life. Played Bobby. Bobby's really good if I didn't find that Max Goof Shift. Bobby gives me one more chance to like kind of go through my deck or get one more card and then discard a card I don't need. And I think at this point I have a couple Max Goofs and also a couple of Roxanne, so I think I was choosing which one I don't really need, but in this case I chose Clarabelle.
Inking with my Ariels and then using Pluto's effect so I could play, I can't see, Belle for 1 cost less. And she's gonna help me play items faster.
For me, then it was playing inking Max Goof for Bobby. I had another Max Goof in hand, so I think I will play him next turn. Another thing with Roxanne is like if there's a singer board, she gets +1 attack and I think +1 lore. So it's super helpful, kind of just like speeding away. And then once I play Max Goof, who's a singer, then she could also get that update there or upgrade there.
Okay, I'm thinking really hard on this turn. I think it's because I didn't want to ink Mulan because I only have 1 copy of her, but I ended up having to ink her so I could play Ariel for 3.
You got your singer on board.
Yep. I probably have a song in hand that I really want to sing.
Down and Under. I think that's what I saw. Down in New Orleans. Went ahead and inked Roxanne since I already have one on board. And I kind of want to play something new, which was the Max Goof. And Bobby takes out Pluto, doesn't take any damage.
It's okay, Pluto did his job. He brought out some characters earlier.
Then I chose to quest with Roxanne for 2.
She's like a Mr. Smee at this point. Rest in peace, Mr. Smee.
I'm pretty on theme on my board. I got all of the Goofy movie characters.
Alright, Ariel can solo sing Look at This Family, 7-cost song, but with singer 7, she can sing it by herself. And should pull 2 characters to my hand, but it looks like I only got 1, which was Hans, unfortunate.
I have 5?
Yeah. Looking at the 5 cards, right? And only finding 1 character, it's kind of rough. Then here I probably want to figure out how to develop my board further. Maybe I play the Hans out.
Looks like you got some glass slipper in there, another bell down in New Orleans.
Alright, quest the bell, playing glass slipper for 1, and for 3, playing out the Hans, and he gains me a lore on the way down, since I have a princess on the board. And this kind of lines up with what I want to do with glass slipper, because Hans can exert, and we banish a glass slipper to find the princess. So this is my way of trying to draw cards and keep up some sort of card advantage.
Yeah, but I think when I was looking at my hand here, I could shift Max Goof into the bigger Max Goof, but I don't think at this point it was worth it, since I didn't really have like too many actions that he could bring back from my discard. So I think here it was me debating, and I think, yeah, I did go with the discard approach, just to make sure I kind of take away his resources that were in his hands, and then kind of get some leverage there. And I could always shift Goof later, but I think it was like the right call at the time.
Yeah, I probably should have sang down in New Orleans instead of Look at This Family, in hindsight.
And then looks like Roxanne's banishing Belle. I gotta take advantage of the boost that she has.
Dang, it would have been really good if Ariel was able to sing down in New Orleans this turn, but Chip comes in and takes it away.
My hand was pretty busted.
Looks like I draw a beast, but I don't have enough ink to play it. So I use the glass slipper effect, exerting Hans, so that I could look for a princess and add it to my hand. I think at this point, I'm just looking for maybe an ink so I could play beast. We'll see. I do have the Cinderella in there, so that if I do play her, I get the 3 lore from the glass slipper, putting it back into my deck. But let's see what I pull. Kita is probably a good option here, just because she provides some ramp and she's protected since she has ward.
Yeah, and that's pretty good against my deck, since I do have actions in there that it's like directly chosen character, like You're Welcome and other character or other actions like that. So Kita does have like some leverage here, and she's pretty big, like 3/3.
Give the deck a good shuffle and cut. And then, I Ink Beast to play that with the Kita.
Yeah, I guess just in case you pull another 5 cost. And I could just discard your hand. I think at this point, I kept doing that to you. Or other matches. So here I was kind of choosing on what to do next. I'm pretty sure at this point I was just gonna shift Max Goof, since I can't really play Clarabelle yet, and also Patrick doesn't have any cards in hand. So I think that was just like the way to go. Even though I didn't really give me max value, it still quests for 2, which is not a bad call at all, especially given the board state.
Yeah, you don't have too many actions in your discard to get the value out of Max Goof yet. So say you ink the 3-cost one, since you already have another Max Goof on the board, and you can shift.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it took me so long to think. But I was thinking, just in case there's any shenanigans going on in Patrick's deck. I think at this point, yeah, I just quest lore, looks like. Oh, I think I did make a mistake here. So I did take this turn back because what I should have done was quest Roxanne first before shifting Goof, because when she quests and there's a singer on board, she gets an additional lore. So I should have done it before I shift Max, which takes away the singer ability, and then yeah, shift them there. So that I did make a mistake there, but we're learning our decks and how to sequence it better. So I guess that's one way you should think about it, like before shifting or doing anything. Assess your boards and characters you have on board. And then I had it sing Pirate's Life.
Yeah, so that brings my lore down to 3 and brings you up to 8. So that puts you ahead quite a bit.
I actually go down to 1.
Yeah.
You were at 3.
True. I think I drew another beast here.
At least you have enough ink now.
Yeah. So beast gives my princesses and queens, I think, +1 strength and 1 willpower. And then I use the Kita effect, put 1 card in my inkwell and 1 back to the top of my deck. And then right now, since Ariel has 4/4, she could take out the Roxanne, and I could comfortably sit there without, risking too much of my board.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty good trade, or else Roxanne was just gonna come back again. Even worse if I play another singer, then she'll come back as a 3/3. Alright, so here I played the small Clarabelle, and I'm pretty sure I had the big Clarabelle in hand too. The big Clarabelle probably won't do too much since Patrick doesn't have a hand either. But, she also still quests for 2 next turn, so that's completely fine. I think I chose not to challenge because Beast made it very difficult to challenge the princesses. So I think I just went ahead and saved my characters by protecting them and not exerting them.
I use Kita effect again, and then play another Kita. So I think with the Kita I saw an item and the Cinderella that combos with the glass slipper. So with that in mind, I put the Cinderella back on top of my deck and start questing with my Ariel and try to catch up in lore again.
Yep, so now I pulled Powerline. I still have the Shift Clarabelle in hand, so I think when I was thinking about this, like Powerline as a singer is not going to do much with no songs in hand. So I might as well just shift Clarabelle, and even though it doesn't draw me cards, she's still a 5/6. So with that power, Clarabelle is able to take out at least one of the princesses. And especially when Kita can't touch with the ward, challenging is like the best way to take it out.
Yep, and Beast is still giving the buff to the princesses, so you take 4 damage back.
Yep.
And looks like you're inking.
No. I think I was thinking. Yeah, I think at this point I was debating on whether or not it would be worth it to hit Max Goof into Ariel. She does things for 7, so if he gets another big song like Look at This Family, it'll just give him more cards to draw, cards to use. And I did think it was worth it because especially when there's no actions in my Inkwell that I could like bring back, I might as well try to control the board while I can before it gets too out of hand, because the princess deck is kind of sneaky and it will like pop off out of nowhere, so it's always good to be aware of like how fast this deck could run away with the game and try to control as much as you can if you're able to.
Okay, I use Kita effect again, and then there I am playing out my Cinderella, bringing the super cool glass slipper interaction. So I get to put it back to the bottom of my deck, and I gain 3 whole lore off of that combo. What a payoff for that setup, right?
So now you're back up to 6. So you're keeping up. You're keeping up with the
Yeah, I try my best.
With the deck. And you took out my Bobby.
Yeah, I figured he's gonna keep questing, so I probably just want to take the bodies off the board, and then if you want to take out my beast, you have to essentially trade your Max Goof or Clarabelle into it.
Yep, and then I went ahead and started my turn, and when I drew into You're Welcome, which is really good, especially with Max Goof on board, since I could play it twice in a turn once Max quests. So I think my approach here would be, can't remember what I specifically did, but I might be to hard cast, and then sacrifice challenge with Clarabelle, but we'll see what I did.
I think here, yeah, if you double cast You're Welcome and send back 2 of my characters back to my deck, I'll end up with 4 cards in my hand, and Clarabelle will draw you 4 cards also, or up to 4 cards at the end of your turn.
Oh, that's right, yeah. So maybe I did not sacrifice my Clarabelle.
But it's also a double-edged sword because
I'm giving you cards.
You're giving me cards.
And you have a pretty hefty Inkwell right now. I mean, we might be close, but like, yep. Did hard cast. Yeah, and I think I did have to choose Beast. Like, Cinderella is also powerful, but not as powerful as Beast.
Cinderella's not doing too much at this point.
She already did her job.
Yeah, she gave me 3 lore. Okay, so shuffle Beast back to my deck, and then I draw 2. Looks like I draw the Beast again. I only have 2 copies in my deck, so I don't know how I keep drawing them.
Alright, so I quested 2, going to 11, and I did the same. Oh, right, because I couldn't choose Kita. She has ward, so I had to just leave her.
Yep. So you gave me 4 cards, which is nice, but you took away my board.
Yeah, and I think with the lead, it was the way to go. I'd rather have it on your hands than your board. So I could just try to like quest for game. I can't tell if I'm gonna push it right now. But I am gonna push it, so I think in my head it's At this point, you would have to answer me, and Kita will be sacrificed.
Yep.
And then after 4.
Yeah, drew 4 more cards off of.
And it looks like it's a lot of actions. So I got Under the Sea, Mother Knows Best, Bee King, and a Clarabelle. So pretty good options I have for next turn, especially if Max stays on board. Don't know if you'll let me keep Max until the next turn, but we'll see how this plays out.
Okay. Be our guest to find another character. Alright. Find a Prince Naveen, but I'm not sure if I actually even have a song in hand for him to sing. Looks like a lot of characters and maybe an item. But I probably pulled him because he could give me some pressure by being a 2 quester. And I think I'm here just deciding what Kita wants to do. Like, take out your Goof. Yeah, he's been getting too much value for you.
Yeah.
Too much lore, and he can double sing songs essentially.
Yeah, that was a good call. I mean, like, Clarabelle could always draw me more cards, but at this point, both of us have a pretty hefty hand. So, like, if anything, Clarabelle will draw me only 1 or 2 more, which is not as bad compared to, like, Max Goof's double singing songs.
Alright, I opt to play Queen Censor Core because that could passively give me lore and draw me cards. But unfortunately it hits Simba, so I don't get to put that into my hand. It only works at queens and princesses.
Yeah. So you hit the 1 prince.
Yep.
Alright, looks like it's my turn. I'm kind of like trying to space out my ink to see if I have enough to do my shenanigans. I didn't get to see what I drew, but I do have a lot of options from the last Clarabelle draw. So I'll do 1. Oh, okay, I used a small Clarabelle to pop your sensor core.
Dang.
I paid the 2 additional ink to take that out. And
That was mean.
looking at my hand, I do have quite a few answers right now.
Well, there's Knows Best, so I
that's a
can remove my
15.
board. So I'm quite behind here.
I have all the removal I need. Looks like I have You're Welcome, V King Undisputed, and Under the Sea. So I think you're going wide with this one. With a beast in hand.
Yeah. The Simba didn't do too good, but I wanted him for the glass slipper combo, and I have the shift of him, the legendary, which I thought would be cool, but didn't get a chance to see him.
And I think this is my mean turn.
Last turn was already a mean turn. You popped the sensor core and you sent back my bell.
So I think we did sing Under the Sea. Took out 2 of your characters on the board. I didn't choose an order, but I think it's because the game was pretty cooked at this point. Paid 4 for the Bee King, and paid 2 for the Sun and Chill.
Wow, you just took everything from me. You took my whole board and my hand.
Yeah, I gotta discard Beast again.
So I get to hard cast Look at This Family, so hopefully I get 2 characters this time.
Almost didn't.
So I pull Cinderella and Aurora, which isn't really doing me good right now. Those go to my hand, so I don't even get to have a board this turn.
I think at this point I'll just keep questing. I think I might have a You're Welcome still in my hand. So I think I'm just saving that in case Patrick puts down any characters. But I'm at 18 and I don't think there's any shenanigans he could have pulled from his deck. Not that I know of. And then I drew one more for Clarabelle because he had 2 princesses in hand.
And at this point, I don't think there's anything I could do to remove your board. Amber Sapphire has like almost no removal. So there's 1 for a 1 cost. I think I just do a meme and shift and then play another princess, but at that point the game is over.
Yep, game's over, and I think I just wanted to see what I'd pull. But yep, that's me questing for game.
Alright, good game. Took everything from me.
That was a brutal turn.
So that wraps it up for our gameplay video featuring the single player decks for Fabled. Hope you had fun watching. Hope you got some inspiration on how to upgrade these decks.
We had a lot of fun playing these decks. Hopefully we'll get some inspiration to keep upgrading it. And if you have any suggestions, let us know.